Alright, continuing on with the stage 2. Alright, so 4 goals for just about every stage except for the last stage. Definitely not worth skipping any of these goals because that gold cost to skip is, yeah, definitely not worth it. And now we're beginning to get some, I guess, timed events where you have to complete under like minute 35, which is practically eternity. So you shouldn't have any trouble. Once again, stage 2 should be pretty straightforward. So yeah, anyway, I'll continue on from the topic that I was mentioning in previous stage 1 video. So the total I won in like race winning was just under 300,000 motorsport dollars. So obviously if you do it all in one day, like within 3 hours setting, unless that 3-hour window overlaps between across 2 different days, then you know, you will have some surplus motorsport dollar winning from the goals that is gonna be not counted towards your daily cap, because obviously we have 250,000. So if you, let's say if you end up winning 300,000, then 50,000 is just kind of wasted. So when I ran through with AlfaTauri here, basically when I got to the goal 3 of the final stage, stage 5, is where I more or less maxed out the 250,000 motorsport dollars cap for this initial run, which is perfect because the remaining 2 events pays out about like 30,000 motorsport dollars. So in my case, my total was closer to like 280,000, you know, but depending on how you win these goals, because you're not always required to win the event in first place. So sometimes, you know, you come in second, sometimes you come in third, fourth, further down the rank. And of course your payout is decreased based on your standing, right? So I didn't quite get as much when I was running with AlfaTauri, but that's okay, because at the end of the day, it ended up being kind of a wash anyway. So yeah, so in my just one sitting through, I was able to get through the stage 5 goal 3, and then essentially I took a break for the rest of the day until the next day 250,000 motorsport dollar cap opened up. And then I went ahead and completed that final 2 goals, which did not even need, that's just 3 laps, like 2 laps for the goal 4 of the final stage, and then just the 1 lap for the final race is almost the victory. It's pretty easy. So yeah, that's like grand total of like 4 minutes of racing for the final stage, maybe a little bit more. So, and more importantly, that because there's such short races in the final 2, you don't even need that instant service anymore. At that point, you know, the event is practically over. You don't need to service it, you know, in the middle of a race. So can easily finish by that point, you know what I mean? So yeah, so that's the strategy that I took to complete this event. And this goal that we just completed here, tailgating or drafting, they tell you not get overtaken. Yeah, once again, if you don't overtake anybody, I don't think anybody's coming anywhere near behind you. So just grab the first guy that you see in front of you and tailgate, or, you know, pick up that draft right away, because it's as long as you notice, complete the drafting challenge, it's done. So pretty quick. goal. So goals like that certainly helps with speeding up the process. You know, takes like 30 seconds, for example, that one just did. So yeah, and then we got a average speed challenge here for goal 3. And it does mention that you have to manage your engine heat. So that generally means you cannot, well, in this one I feel like you can drive fairly normal. Engine temperature is so manageable, let me just say. But generally when the engine heats up in certain other events in the past a little bit more aggressively, then that just means you have to, similar to a fuel management goal, meaning both require you to coast a bit more. So oftentimes goal itself will change your play mode. If you're used to using tilt A with auto acceleration, they will switch you over to tilt B, so it's manual acceleration. So that way it's basically telling you, it's giving you a wink wink, like, yeah, coast, don't always push all the way into the corner on full throttle and go back hard on the brakes, but instead just approach those corners by coasting. But as you can see here, I'm charging pretty deep into these corners. I try to avoid using brakes because that tells me that I am, you know, slow enough, not driving that hard. That an average speed goal here, like 196 kph. I mean, I am at 210 and counting, so obviously that's a non-issue there. So finishing 3rd place, so obviously payout is a little bit lower. So if you had ended up with a higher rank because you raced cleaner and probably overtook another guy in the front, which seemed like it was would have been possible if I didn't skid out as much, then your payout obviously would have been greater, which means you are gonna reach that 250,000 motorsport dollar daily cap a little bit sooner. But what's the point in this case? So, yep. So that's 3 goals down in stage 2. That leads us to the final goal of the stage 2, fastest lap. I suppose if you really want the challenge, you can run with the just bare minimum PR and put the tunings on as you go. But that's more work than I want to put in. I know what I need, so I just, of course, went ahead and at the very beginning of the stage, get all the tunings necessary. I'm going to need it anyway, and try to get through this event as quickly as possible because, well, frankly, I'm getting a little fed up with all these expensive events. So yeah, I after this, I probably head back to road collections and go through some old events that I have not done. You know, replenish some of the gold, and yeah, make some progress in there, because I am actually finding those races more fun for whatever reason. You know, I think it's just a variety. I mean, when you do like 25 laps around Monza every day, it gets old. You know, as much as I enjoy Formula One, variety. Yes, I like variety. Anyway, for this fastest lap goal, curiously enough, I mean, you do get 2 laps to do it, so you can kind of get what everybody else is setting their time at in the first lap. But of course, the easiest way to guarantee that the fastest lap is just finish first. right? Because then by definition, you started further back in the grid, so you definitely finished faster than whoever was going ahead of you. So, and the chances of anybody slower than you taking over is very unlikely. So, there you have it. So at this point, obviously I already have a pretty comfortable margin of lead for the fastest lap. I don't see anybody, finishing quicker. So this the second lap, and take it easy, enjoy the scenery, right? Or something like that. Let's see. It's not very clean. But I can afford that at this point in this goal, since I'm pretty certain that my margin is quite wide enough that P2 Hamilton is rather far behind, so we can't even finish skidding through the finish line. Look at that. So yep, P1 finish, minute 27 and change. Pick up a few fame points, driver XP, 2 laps, so around 21,000 motorsport dollars to go towards today's cap. So yeah, all right, pretty comfortable, easy win as you would expect in stage 2, but to be, as I was saying, to be honest, all 5 stages, if you have this many, if you're meeting the PR requirement to finish the event, this is one of the easiest special event, I gotta say, which is fine. Just get through, get it done and over with. We do get plenty of hard workout. I'm sure the Flight of the Valkyrie, the special event, it's gonna be a bit more challenging than this one, so I'll take the easy win. So anyway, that'll do it for stage 2. We'll see you guys in stage 3. Stay tuned.